Hi, Marcia Grace here. Welcome to New Day, New Word. Oh, let me get myself adjusted here. Okay. Hi, it's Friday, and I'm happy that the sun is shining today. So, I have a lot to tell you about because I'm excited about our what we're talking about today. Um, this is a series where we always talk about a word, and it's been in connection with books that have been very instrumental in my life that have made huge changes for me. So today I'm going to share the book for this week, and the word I'm gonna expand on a little bit. It's rather than a word, it's going to be well, a word is good. Yeah, the word is begin or begin again. Okay, so we may stretch it a little tiny bit. And the book, or the author really, that I want to talk about, who's been so important for me, is Julia Cameron. And this is her latest book. She's written many books. If you may be familiar with her Artist's Way, which is, I think, the first book, or one of the first books that she wrote, and then she wrote a whole series of books that followed that. And actually, that was the book that I read originally back in the early 90s that meant so much to me and really helped me in my process. So, but this is her new book, and I know it's backwards, but it's uh, it's never too late to begin again. So our beginning is our idea, is the thought that we're talking about today, to begin or begin again. And when we think of beginning something, what are we thinking about? And so what she talks about is the idea that beginning something can be scary, right? A lot of times we say, "Oh, I'd like to do that," and yet we hold back. Why? Why do we hold back? And so there are some criteria that we might talk about that would help us understand why do we hold back? Why aren't we excited to begin some new things? So, of course, it's obvious that often fear stops us because we imagine, oh, we won't be successful, or it's not going to go well, or nobody's going to help me, or, there's a million reasons why we might not begin something new. So here are some of the things that might help us, she suggests, as we attempt to begin a new thing. And why is it important? Just before I begin to do that, oh, here's Julia. Julia just landed on my lap. Julia, say hello. Hello. Say hello. There's my girlie. Why do we want to begin something new? Why would we even think about it? I guess you're probably saying to yourself, well, because it makes life interesting, right? It's exciting to try something new, to explore new avenues, expand our consciousness, and things like that. So again, we prevent ourselves from doing that for all those silly fears that come into play. All right, so let me talk about some of the suggestions that she makes to help us to begin again, to begin again. We need some characteristics here, new characteristics, or new parts of ourselves to bring to play. And the first one she mentions is wonder. I wonder what it would be like if I fill in the blank. Started a new hobby, took a trip to Bali, went mountain climbing, whatever it is that you've imagined or dreamed about and weren't quite ready to pursue. So that wonder is very, very important. You need to have a passion or a goal to start you off. So that's really good. Then the next thing she mentions is freedom. And that's kind of maybe sounds a little strange, but when you think about it, freedom to do something is necessary. If you feel constricted, if you feel that people are going to hold you back, or that you're not able to do something because you maybe don't have the money, or nobody's going to help you out and go with you to do this thing, that can be a deterrent. So we need to experience a sense of freedom. And of course, you know me, I always start with the idea that everything begins within our thought. Our thoughts are where everything starts. So if you have a thought of freedom in your mind, if you think, I am free, my source created me free to be whatever I need to be of service in the world. So if we think that way, it's the most, this is what miracle, we talked about miracles last week, I think it was. Miracles occur because we allow them. That's all that's necessary, is to allow the miracle to take place, to open our minds to the thought. But we have to believe that it can be so. We have to encourage it, nurture it. And so if we have that belief, yes, freedom is mine, I can have that, and just allow the universe to supply whatever is needed, and it will. Okay, another thing she mentions that's necessary to begin or begin again is connection. And I think I just mentioned that before. One of the things that holds us back is the fear that, oh, there's nobody going to help me out. I don't know how I'm going to do it all by myself. So again, that can be a sticking point, and that's something we want to look at. Is that really true? Am I so alone in the universe? Is there no one that wouldn't support me? Maybe the problem is we're not asking. Aha! There's a thought. We're not asking. As a little side story the other day, that was mentioned to me about asking. And so I actually asked a friend for help about something, and it was amazing. She had a beautiful opportunity for me. So it works. You just have to apply it. All right, so that connection is important to begin again. And then the next thing that I'm going to mention, I know there were a whole bunch, and I won't go through all of them today, but I just want to hit the high points that I think are really, really helpful. Honesty. Okay, let's look at honesty for a second. What does it mean to be honest when we want to begin again? All right, well, we need to be able to say, you know what? If I really am honest with myself, I can see that I'm holding myself back. I can see that because I'm not willing to ask, because I'm not believing I have the freedom to do whatever I need to do, or I have the connections, that's holding me back. But it's not true. So let me be really honest with myself and say, okay, it's not true. I'm going to cancel that thought. I'm going to let that thought go. And I'm going to instead choose to open myself to new possibilities. So honesty is being honest with ourselves is so vital. All right, the last one I'm going to talk about is adventure. Adventure. I mean, that's the fun part, right? That's the fun part of beginning something new, to see it as an adventure. In fact, another word that I use with my grandkids, I'll say, well, I will say to them, let's go off on an adventure. Let's go off on an adventure. And it could be, just going to the park and swinging on the swings, or it could be going to a museum or taking a hike by the water. Anything could be an adventure. It's all how you perceive it, right? So that's another way of, another tool that we can put in our toolkit to encourage us to begin again or begin something new. So I hope you enjoyed our discussion of beginning again or beginning anew, and have a beautiful week. Spring is here on Long Island where I am, and the sun is shining today. I don't know about Mother's Day. It's not looking so good right at the moment, but whatever you're doing, have a beautiful, beautiful week until we meet again. Bye-bye.